acknowledge that the land on which we gather today is unceded territory of the Wiyot people, who continue to live and thrive in this land today. It is surrounded by the traditional and ancestral territories and the present homeland of several other indigenous nations, including the Hupa, Karuk, Talawa, Wailaki, Matole, and Yurok. That makes up most of Humboldt County. Talawa are actually down there, mostly. The Wiyot name for Eureka is Turi Chichi, meaning where you sit and rest, as this piece of land is between South Bay, Weechee in Wiyot, where Wiyot people en route via canoe to the Mad River would stop and rest in the Eureka area. I'm a citizen of the Norrell-McWintu Nation in Trinity County, and I offer this prayer in the Norrell-McWintu language. It's tradition that we would stand, hold our hands upward, and look upward in our prayer. You may do so if you wish. Olabas, Kachepet, your Nietzsche is calling. Niabida, hear my prayers, Spirit Giver. Your children seek renewal, the sky people, the land people, all of your creations. Renew our spirit, Ka'achepet. Make us whole again. We honor the Wiyot peoples and all your creations and all our relations. Aho. Thank you. Miss Karen? Oh.
Well, good morning, good morning. It is such a pleasure to see so many beautiful faces here in the sanctuary, as well as all of our visitors that are online. Let's give another hand to the band for that amazing piece this morning. I saw lots of dancing and kind of shaking on the way in, and I just want to say, welcome home. We're so glad that you are here and that this is a place that you feel comfortable in sharing that vibrancy. So here at Eureka CSL, we like to open our service in a very special manner, and that is with our opening affirmation. So Marvin, if you could go ahead and pull that up. We're going to say this piece together, and then we'll do the last line. I invite you to turn to someone near you and honor the path that brought them here this morning. And so let us begin. We are a welcoming community where the vibration of love lifts us, the wisdom of the ages inspires us, and the science of mind teaching empowers us. I honor the path that brought you here today. I honor the path that brought you here today. All right, bringing it back in. We do have a few announcements that we will share this morning, but I just want to bring your attention up to the screen. This is our weekly schedule. Look at that, it was like on cue. I couldn't do that twice. But these are details and registration links, and anything that you missed this morning you will find online, so please be sure you're going to our website and check us out there. First up, we have Yoga with Kathy. This is now Mondays and Thursdays from 11 to noon here in the center. So this is a great gift. Come stretch yourselves in literally different ways and share that joy. Next up is the April Healing Service. I'll be facilitating this again. I'm doing it at the first Wednesday, just about the first Wednesday of every month, unless I have a scheduling conflict. It is on Zoom. It is from 6 to 7:30. It's a $30 love offering suggestion. If you don't have $30, come anyway. I want you to give yourself this gift. We'll do a facilitated process, and out of that, you'll end up with a customized prayer that you can say to help continue to unravel and uncover hidden beliefs in your life that may be blocking you from bringing in greater good. So if you want to bring in greater good in your life, please join me, and we'll see you there. Speaking of greater good, Scott, I know you had an announcement that you wanted to bring as well.
Speaking of right on cue, sorry, if you don't know me, that didn't make any sense to you at all, and if you did, you thought, oh God, here he goes. We have a a special thing that just came up, and I wanted to share it. But before I do it, I went to this has nothing to do with that. It ends today. If you get a chance at NCRT, this is not the special announcement. I'm just sharing something that was really inspiring. Today at NCRT, North Coast Repertory Theater, 2 o'clock, it's the final performance. It was only 2 performances. Tootie Bowl, who is a long-term actress in Humboldt County, who you've probably seen in a million things if you've been to plays, is doing a one-woman tour de force show. It's Emily Dickinson's story. And she gets up there for 90 minutes, 2 acts, and all by herself, just guide you through. I watched it last night, and she got a standing ovation and cheers. So it had nothing to do with this, but if you're looking for some really powerful entertainment, a one-woman show, just amazing. Now, that out of the way, I got an email from one of the actresses who was in my play, Never After Happily. She played Jack and the Beanstalk, if you ever saw it. Her name is Noelle. And she's very involved in the drag community, and I don't know if you are aware of the fact that there was a problem down in Ferndale recently about a drag show. So she said this to me, and I ran it by Angelica, and Angelica said, yeah, let's bring it up with the center. So let's see, he says, we're closing this, she is producing a drag show at the end of April that has received a lot of hate and violent threats. They are closing the show with a big performance of We Are the World, including a video montage of performers, elected officials, churches, families, individuals lip-syncing along in support behind the performers. She was wondering if we, our families, and the Center for Spiritual Living might want to participate. So the way it goes, I'll just read you this, what it says. There comes a time when we heed a certain call when the world must come together as one. College of the Redwoods has picked up the Dragging Through Time all-ages drag show that was canceled in Ferndale because of violent threats, harassment, and hatred. The community has banded together to press on. The college has made a firm commitment to this show and to the community despite the backlash. They have an overabundance of performers and volunteers. And the truth is, I'm referencing the show that she was in with me, love is all we need. So the grand finale of this event is going to be a drag, trans, two-spirit, queer, We Are the World, the song, We Are the World, including a video behind the performers of other performers, fans, friends, tribes, government officials, churches, and allies joining in. They'll fill the space with love, and they hope we can be a part of it. So what they're looking for is to make a video lip-syncing or signing to any or all of We Are the World, the song that was in the 80s, We Are the World, you don't want me to sing it, that one. And so the video can be simple or elaborate, recorded as a solo, or do a group act with your organization, get all dressed up, or just do a quick video on your lunch break. Don't worry about it being good enough, have fun, and remember the heart of it is what matters. And then we're going to record it and get it into them by April 7th. So I apparently, since I've been a director, have been appointed as the director of this. And if anybody wants to be involved with this, I'm not sure how it'll manifest, but it'll be within the next week or so. At the end of the service, I'll put your name on a list. I'll reach out to everybody. I'll need your phone and email address, and we will help indeed prove that we are the world and there is no division between any of us. So that's what we'll be doing. Thank you,
So
Karen.
we're just singing to the pre-recorded, we're lip syncing to the pre-recorded.
Or we'll do it however we want, yeah.
Are you
And
gonna sync it up with that one song? That's what it sounds like.
as the expression goes, not my monkey, not my circus. We will provide for them a video, and they will do with it what they want, and we'll just have fun in the process. So I don't know what they're going to do.
It sounded like they want everybody to lip sync to the pre-recorded.
However, she said, however we want to do it would be fine. And if you want to be supportive of a community that is oftentimes under fire simply for being who they are, then please see me, and I'll.
We are.
Who we are. Yes, exactly. Thank you. Okay. All right.
All right. What a great opportunity to lean in and support our fellow humankind in that space. We also have an, excuse me, an Easter celebration coming up, and there will be a potluck after that brunch, and that will be on April 9th. I also want to mention our bookstore. If you passed it by as you came in through the back door, you can see all the great titles there. They are 25% off or as marked, and we have several people that you can come to if you're ready to purchase those books, including Michelle. I see you there. I know you're one of the main people. And also our little pantry to continue to feed that. Thank you so much for everything you do to support the community in this way. Mondays are a great time from noon to 4 to bring in things, or you can, of course, bring them in on Sundays. We're looking specifically for baby food, pop-top cans, and shelf-stable milks and juices. Our theme this month is cultivating authenticity. And our contemplative meditation this morning is with Michelle and Jackson. Michelle?
Good morning. So I have a short reading from Ernest Holmes. I'm in the Essential Ernest class, and the book is a great compilation of Ernest Holmes' writings, and I'm not sure exactly where this one came from, but Jesse Jennings, a minister in Houston, put the book together and the course, and he doesn't always say exactly where the readings come from. So just relax into your seat, and we'll take some time. I'll do this reading, and then we'll have a few moments of silence, and Jackson will sing us into the morning prayer. When life created us, it gave us the two great endowments of God, love and creativity. Love, so that we may have confidence in life, a sense of security and peace, and joy in living. Creativity, so that we can really live as persons and express ourselves individually. Life has done very well by us. Would it be too much to say that God has given us the best and then let us alone to discover ourselves?
Surely the presence of love is in this place. I can feel its mighty power and its grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this
And as we gather this morning, in person and on Zoom, I know that Spirit God is in this place, is within the heart of each and every one of us, moving through our bodies and exuding outwards into everyone we meet. And this love of Spirit manifests in all creation. Beautiful flowers and the birds singing now. I just know that each and every one of us is filled to the brim with this essence of Spirit and the creativity of Spirit that allows us to be ourselves. Allows us to be ourselves within the one perfect whole. And so I know this morning as we come together that we are all in the divine right place, and that the words that Reverend Angelica has to speak this morning will be just the message that we need to hear. And I know that as we take it into our heart, we also take it into the world and make it in a better place. And I know that as we come together, all is in divine right order, and I let this service unfold in its right and perfect way. And so it is.
There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this
And now I welcome up Reverend Angelica.
Thank you, Michelle and Jackson. I really like that song, Surely the Presence of God is in this place. Don't you feel it? And if you don't feel it yet, pretend. You'd be surprised at what your imagination can do for you. So we're at the ending of this month where we've been focusing on cultivating authenticity. And we've learned how to, for instance, drop our masks. We've learned how to build bridges. We've mostly learned how to remember and be our real self. And I say that with emphasis because it's capitalized, our real self. And who is our real self? It's spirit, right? Absolutely, it's spirit. So I wanted to talk to you today about something else that we might have learned as children, and that is how important it is for people to approve of us. Today's talk is no approval needed. As little kids, we're trying to get our parents to approve of us. We're trying to get any elder that's in our atmosphere to approve of us. We're trying to get our friends to approve of us. We're constantly looking for approval as little children. And sometimes that doesn't necessarily succeed, and so we start building interesting feelings around that. And sometimes that, if those needs for approval don't get met, we end up dragging that need for approval with us into adulthood. And I thought need, I had to laugh at myself last night when I was making my notes, because need is never-ending excessive demands. So we do that. We can put never-ending excessive demands on ourselves so that we will be approved of by others. And so the truth is if you're being your real self, if you're being your God self, you don't need anybody's approval. You don't need anybody's approval. So I wrote down some ideas about how we can move more into that consciousness of not needing approval. And my first one is to be self-aware. Now, self is capitalized in my notes, so that means be God-aware. Be aware that there is this thing that we call God or divine energy or the force or infinite intelligence or any of the other 99 names. You know, that just reminds me, when I went to India and saw the Taj Mahal has engraved all around the doorway the 99 names of God in that faith. And it would be neat to find out what their 99 names are, you know, because we have our own 99, right? So the first thing is to be aware of the fact that who we are can't be destroyed by someone's criticism or judgment. Who we are is spirit. And I think of this, my mental image for this idea is a beam of light. You know, we're all beams of light with clothes on. You know, some skin, some clothes, whatever. And what we are is an expression of the one light. There's not 50 lights in this room. There's only one. And it's individualized as each one of us. So becoming self-aware is to really pay attention to how it feels to be part of the oneness. And maybe we might pay attention to how we feel by being aware of what we're thinking, being aware of what brings us joy, being aware of what we value in our lives. Really paying attention. Be self-aware. In this idea of self-awareness then comes the ability to be confident. Confident in who you are and what you believe about yourself and your abilities. And if you're confident, you don't need approval from anybody else, because you already know that what you're doing is what you're supposed to be doing. What you're doing is right. For instance, I feel really confident when I'm writing. And when somebody's, I send out a Friday message every Friday, well, most Fridays anyway, and if somebody writes me back with a little critique, it really doesn't bother me, because my writing was from my point of view. I wasn't trying to be everything to everybody. I'm just sharing my points of view. I'm confident in it, so it doesn't bother me. In that confidence of yourself and being confident, you realize that what you're doing is being honest with yourself. Once you're aware of your own thoughts and feelings and behaviors, etc., really allow yourself to understand that you don't have to try to be like somebody to please them, which is what we do as little kids, right? One thing I realized in my marriage at one point was that somehow, some way, I had adopted a 50s idea of what a wife was supposed to be like. And so I felt like I was being judged if I didn't do that. And in fact, at one point, pretty early in our marriage, I realized that I had been getting up and getting Tag breakfast, making his breakfast every morning for months. I didn't like breakfast. I didn't want to eat. I like breakfast foods, I just don't want them till like 10 or 11. I don't want them at 6:30 or 7 o'clock in the morning. So I discovered that I was feeling kind of ill in the mornings after cooking him breakfast every morning, and I decided I don't need to do this. And so I said to him, you know, I know that before me you were making your own breakfast, and this is how I've been feeling lately, and I'd really rather not make breakfast anymore. Well, to him, my cooking him, my getting up, making him breakfast meant I loved him. So suddenly he felt like I didn't love him anymore. So then I had to realize that that as soon as he told me that, I felt like, oh my God, now I've got to make breakfast for the rest of my life. And being honest with myself, I realized, no, that was not comfortable. Why should I continue to make myself uncomfortable to make him feel like he's loved? There's got to be another way. So in this idea, then, we don't need to pretend to be someone we're not just to get approval from others. We have to live in a way that's consistent with our values and what makes us happy. And hopefully we can communicate that when it's necessary. And I did communicate that, and there was a little tenseness for about a week, but then, okay, he made his breakfast. And I was so glad. Another idea I had here in this idea of learning to live without needing approval is that we have to be willing to be vulnerable. We talked about vulnerability a few times this month already. So being authentic it often means that you have to be vulnerable. It means being willing to share your true thoughts, your feelings, your experiences with others, even if you're being afraid of being rejected, even if you're afraid of being judged. It also means that you have to be willing to make mistakes. Everybody's going to make them. Nobody is perfect. As much as we like to think that we are, we're not. So the important thing is to keep learning from every single experience, and that's what I believe allowing yourself to be vulnerable lets you do, is to continue to learn. So I really had to be vulnerable when I told Tag, I just can't make breakfast anymore. And yet it all worked out at the end. Another idea is to be independent. Don't rely on other people to make you happy or to validate you. In truth, you're the only one that will ever validate yourself. Because how many times has somebody said to you, especially you women, oh, you look so nice today, and you go, this? Or you might say thank you to the compliment, but inside you're thinking, but I weigh a little bit more than I should. Didn't comb my hair right this morning. We seem to find things to negate the good things that we get, don't we? We have to validate ourselves and be willing. I know that as we get older, because our culture is so youth-oriented, that that it's hard to get older, it seems like. For men and for women. That my mental picture of myself is probably age 30. I was taking ballet at the time, so I was all tight and toned. I was, my hair was down past my rear end, and it was bright red. So, and now that's my mental picture, right? And now I look in the mirror and go, who's that? And as each year, a few more wrinkles or, jowls or, pounds, whatever, add on. And I have to realize I'm still the same person that I was at 30. I'm a little wiser. I've allowed myself to be more real. The things that counted so much then, like what brand name my clothes were and the car that I drove and all that doesn't matter anymore. But I can only validate myself. And in this idea of validating yourself, it means to be kind. We talk a lot about kindness to others. And how much are we actually kind to ourselves? My feeling is that we should start treating ourselves with the same respect that we give to others. And we should allow ourselves to be patient with ourselves. You know, I'm a lot more patient with you all than I am with myself. And yet I deserve that same thing from myself as well. So be kind and be patient. And my last one is be grateful. Be absolutely grateful for everything that you have, everything that you are, everything that you've been, everything that you will be. Live in an attitude of gratitude. I think that is one of the most important tools in our spiritual toolbox, is to live in gratitude. You could say, well, I could go around and thank God for everything, but you know, when we're grateful for each other, we're also honoring the divine. When we're grateful for our pets or our plants or the buildings that we're in, we're also honoring the divine. Remember, there isn't anything but the divine. Every single one of us is an individualized expression of God. The air we're breathing, everything is God. So let's be really grateful. Dr. Holmes says, there is something within you beyond all doubt and fear, something which has never been limited by your acts or destroyed by your feelings. This is the only something that can make you whole. So we come right back to remembering the truth of our being. Remembering that who we are is far more precious than we could possibly ever imagine. Who we really are is deserving of our love, our devotion. Who we are is magnificent. The other thing I want you to know is that living without the need for approval is a journey. It's not a destination. We're going to go through it for the rest of our lives. But as we become more familiar with who we are, we'll realize that it's really a journey worth taking. To remember how important we are in this life. You know, if you weren't in this life, a lot of this other stuff wouldn't be here either. I don't want to get into quantum thinking at the moment, but each one of us is creating our own reality. Each one of us is creating all these experiences that we're having. It's the universe through us creating it so that it can enjoy more of life, perhaps. Who knows? Dr. Holmes also says, you belong to the universe in which you live. You are one with the creative genius back of this vast array of ceaseless motion, this original flow of life. You are one with the original flow of life. I want you to know how magnificent you are. And not just think about it, but act from it. Act from the conscious awareness. Who I am is powerful. Who I am is magnificent. Who I am is an emanation of the divine. So let yourself feel that with every fiber of your being. Let's see our affirmation for today. Let's say this together. I recognize myself and others in my environment for the truth of our being. It is by truth and authenticity that we honor each other on this planet, and by grace that we set each other free to live in harmony, alone and together, and so it is. And let's go into prayer. Gratefully, I acknowledge that one powerful presence that is absolutely everything and everywhere. I recognize it as the one life that we're all living. That life with a capital L. That life that encompasses love and intelligence and kindness and a sense of knowing. And so this week, as we finish our month on creating authenticity, I know for each one of us that we are recognizing the truth of our being. And we're beginning to live from that truth even more than we ever have before. We are living authentically as spiritual beings having a human experience. We are spirit humans. And how wonderful this is to know. Regardless of what happened yesterday or 10 years ago or in our childhood, no matter what has happened before, right here and right now, we can breathe deeply and be aware of the truth of our being, that we are a part of this great oneness. I declare that each one of us is able to walk this talk as we move through this next week, opening ourselves up to realizing the truth that all there is God. Realizing that everything that there is this divine energy. Everything, being spirit, is here to support us, just as we are here to support others. So I know that wonderful sense of delight that is also God is within us. Teilhard de Chardin said, "Joy is the ineffable sign of the presence of God." So I know for each one of us that we have moments of joy this week as we realize the truth about us, as we allow ourselves to live and to continue to cultivate authenticity. This is a good thing, a really good thing. So I release these words into divine law, knowing that they are already so, and so it is. And this morning, Donna is providing our special music for us. So yay, Donna!
I am very grateful to Ricky Byers for this song. And for Jackson, he's present. Sorry, Jeff. Reminds me of all the drummers I've had all my life. Behind me. Oh, God, I stand for you. And God needs us to shine its light at you. As me, so use me. Oh God, I stand for you. And here I abide as you show me all that I must do. And God needs us to shine its light. God needs us to shine its light. God needs us to shine its light as you, as me, use me. Oh God, I stand for you. Here I abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do.
Thank you, Donna, for that beautiful song, and thank you, Reverend Angelica, for that great message this morning. We really are so blessed. And now we have an opportunity to do exactly what Reverend Angelica said in her talk this morning, and that's lean in to that flow of the energy and the abundance that is the divine in the form of tithes and offerings. And so I invite you to take whatever is yours to give this day, whether that is a financial donation, a check, an Ernie buck, whether you are joining us in our online community and hitting the donate button or using PayPal to be able to contribute in this way. Just bringing that to your heart, and let's say this offering affirmation together. All right. I gratefully give from the fullness of my abundance, knowing my gift blesses the sinner, all in it and beyond, and so it is. Every gift, every dollar, every donation, every intention that has been placed in the receptacle this morning. I just give great thanks knowing that each gift goes out and blesses both the receiver and the sender. That it is in this space, in the flow of abundance, that we live and grow and have our being. that it blesses this center, this community, and beyond. For this and so much more, I am so grateful. And so we just cast this into the law, letting it go and letting it be, knowing that Sweet Spirit has already said, yes, my beloveds, yes. And so it is. All right. And who would like to say our community statement of inclusion this morning? Who would like to lead that? All right, come on up, please. You're going to have to remind me your name. Tiffany. You go, and we'll say the last line together.
Okay. Good morning. We, the Eureka Center for Spiritual Living, are a community that celebrates diversity, fosters inclusion, champions inner work, and creates space for brave, vulnerable conversations. We are a community that honors the unique emanation of God that each person embodies and advocates with people for human rights and dignity for all. We are a community that blesses each other, sees sacredness in all life, remains learners and listeners so that we may grow together, and understands that oneness is not sameness. Together? We know our beloved community is revealed more fully when we love each other well.
Thank you so much, Tiffany. All right. And then let us all stand together for our community song, Everything I Need to Know.
Remember choir practice right after service.